My name's Nima Javaheri. I'm 40 years old. I qualified for the big backyard at the Satellite Championships for Switzerland in 2022. The background of backyard, my first backyard was in 2021. I was on a waiting list ticket and I won that with 33 laps here at Whittaker, the first backyard in Switzerland. And since then, I've done 6 backyards, all in Switzerland, 3 different courses. And I've been lucky enough to win all 6. What is there to like about a backyard? It's probably nothing. Look, just the idea to be able to, do well at something is a great feeling. So am I good? I don't know. We will see at Bigs. I mean, I've done ultra running. I've done some marathons, but I'm not really a runner. My kind of to-go happy place is cycling. So I predominantly do cycling. 90% of all of my activities are cycling. It's only that for Bigs that I need to prepare and do a bit more running. I actually don't know why I do it. But it's something that for the time being it's a nice hobby, and I'm enjoying the running and changing the shoes. It gives you the chance to eat a lot of food. So if I can eat food as much as I like, then let me run for more laps. You know what's really fun? Watch when you come in and everyone's clapping for you. Um, I also love when the field narrows down and thins out, only when there's 3, 4, 5 runs. Because the dynamic of race changes. It becomes very how can I say, a little bit strategic. It becomes a little bit more there's a lot more intensity in the race when there's less people in the race. The last lap is also the best lap, but it's also the worst lap because you have to run it on your own if you are the last person. But look, there's lots of highs and lows. For me, the backyard is filled with, you could do 5 fantastic laps and do 15 really bad laps, and then 2 days you're going to feel absolutely amazing. So I don't think there's any one specific thing that brings me to a backyard other than, let's go out there, let's have some fun, and what better place to do it than Bigs? You're at the Super Bowl of running events. It's you got the best of the best. I did a backyard. I think probably when I broke 51 laps, which at the time was and in fact is still the Swiss record on Swiss ground. Just that feeling of having to come into a lap and you've got your supporters there, cheering you on, and it's freezing cold. It's in the minus temperatures. All your clothes are completely wet, and people are cheering you on to come in, and that for me is you never forget that feeling. There's a certain smell that a backyard has the longer it lasts. The athletes smell a certain way. Those things, or the smell of fire that people are drying your clothes on, as an example. There's lots of memories. There's no one specific thing for me. There's lots of things that make this race fun. I mean, seeing the sunrise come up, or going out on your first loop in the pitch black and you've got your headlamp on, listening to music, listening to your favorite song, not listening to music, listening to the sounds of the animals in the forest. There's so many factors in the backyard. Talking to people, battling your own demons when it's late at night, or when you want to quit. But somehow you just manage to do, more laps, more laps, and more laps. There's no one specific thing. There's lots of little small things that make this sport quite interesting. 2 years ago, this is probably a quick time. The world record was around 70 laps. I made a statement shortly after I broke 51 laps here in Switzerland, and I said that if the course is right, and the logistics and the infrastructure of the course and the weather and everything else is aligned, I think it's very possible that you can do 200 laps. Now, roll on 2 years, we see 102 laps, 100 laps being broken, now at 102 laps. It can get to 200. Can it get to 300? 100%. When? I don't know. But I don't think that there is a limit to, if someone said to me now, look, I think you could do 500 laps for the backyard, I think it's possible. mentally, I can't think of 500 laps, but I can think of 200 laps. So I think it's highly possible that we are going to start seeing that as the sport grows, as people understand more about nutrition and sleep and managing training and tapering, we're going to see 200 laps broken, 300 laps broken. But the course is important. Here in Switzerland, and I always say this, is you can't compare backyards to one another, because one course is have a, you go to Mexico and you got 300, 400 meters elevation. You come to Switzerland, you have 160 meters of elevation per lap. You have to stay outside in the cold. You don't have the luxury, I want to say, of a day course and a night course. So depending on the course, you can go really far, but the infrastructure needs to be there. If you're doing a backyard in minus 10 degrees on average, let's say, I'm using that as an example, can you go 100 laps? Possible, but it's going to be really hard. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, there's, again, I say this, I'm blessed and I have the privilege to come and race with the best of the best, to push my limits. Physically, I hope that I'm in the best shape, but this is the backyard. The idea of coming and saying that I'm coming to win bigs, I think is really arrogant of me. I think you need to be a little bit humble in the sport. You need to do your best. And as long as I'm out there on the lap and I do my best, then that's all I can give. And if luck is on my side as well, then maybe we can go really far. And I do win it. But I think it's extremely arrogant to go out there and say, I'm here to win bigs, because there are too many factors in a backyard that can ruin your race. From stomach issues, from flu, from catching a cold, to twisted ankles. So you just got to, I don't know. I think it's an amazing opportunity to come and